Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yam, shimmy, yeah. Give me the mic so I can take it away. Off on the natural tours, bon voyage. Yeah, from the home of the Dodger Brooklyn squad. Wu-Tang Killer.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Sunday, and welcome to another edition of Raw Sports Radio. Wow, what a day. What a weekend full of exciting games. We're going to get to those in a moment. But first, let's introduce everybody to the panel.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Don Staley, man, on the perfect season. 38-0, man. Don Staley, you did it again. 3 championships in 7 years. Oh, man, you starting to look like the GOAT. Man. So
And that's Super Dave.
Iowa, man. Iowa, man. You know, Iowa play, the end score, Indian score, man, 87-75. Caitlin Clark, she did her thing. She laid it all out on the court. 30 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, man. And on the other side, you got big Cardosia, 15 points, 17 rebounds, man. And those freshmen, everybody played good, man. Fellas, what's good, man? Let's weigh in on this game, man. Let's break it down. We got Max in here, man. We got Trav the Truth in here, man. I know you want to hear from us. So let's get to it. Man, how y'all like that game?
Yeah, it was a good game. She tried. Clark tried.
Yeah.
You
think she got a dose of what she'll be getting in WNBA?
You say what now?
You think she got a dose of what she'll be facing in the WNBA as far as the defensive looks?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be worse than that.
Yeah, you're right. According to I don't know if y'all know, man, but Diana Taurasi came out and said that Caitlin Clark, just looking like superhuman against 18-year-olds. Wait till you get to the NBA. You feel like that's hate, Max, or what?
I think it's probably going to be really. I think it could be accurate depending on if she decides to go into the WNBA, if that's the course she wants to go to. But I think that the competition is definitely going to be on a different kind of level than what she's been used to playing here in college. So whether it be overseas, WNBA, she goes and does a little bit with the big three, whatever it is that she wants to do, whether, it's the Olympics next on the agenda. I think that whatever it is that she does, she's going to, it's going to be a lot harder for her. It's not going to be a walk in the park by any means, but I think she's also well versed enough to be able to accept the challenge and stand up to it and make the most of the moment.
Absolutely. Yeah, she ready. I think they just scared. They hear them footsteps coming from Caitlin.
Yeah,
man, and go ahead, Trap.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think she was kind of hating on that because she didn't even have to make that statement.
Right. Right, man.
Let her be great.
Right. Man, I was kind of impressed, man, by the freshman stepping up, man. Tessa Johnson, the freshman you see on the screen right here, man. Actually, all the ladies, man, they did their thing, man. All of them brought it, and it was a hell of a game, man. Whoever was defending, they had threw a couple defenders at Angel Reed. I mean at Caitlin Clark after she went off at first, and then they got the game back under control. Actually, they was behind. The game looked like it was lost. Somehow, man, they got the game back. Had the game back in control with 5 minutes left to go, man. And from there, man, it was a momentum shift, of course, and it was a mental it was a shift going on in the mental battle out there on the court, man. Once South Carolina knew that they had their number and they could play with them, I think it was over from there. Oh man.
Yeah, I think what happened, Iowa didn't have nothing from the bench. They didn't even play the players. Maybe two players from the bench, and that was it.
Yeah,
So I think they might have been tired, going in that last quarter because they couple of them, I think they played like 40 minutes.
yeah, down the stretch. I mean,
And South Carolina played their bench player. They contributed to the game, but I think that could have been the difference in it.
yeah, you could kind of see the shooters getting tired, man, as the game went on, man. Their legs were getting weaker. Max, what you saw going?
I saw an Iowa team come out super hot, super motivated, ready, hungry, ready to win that championship, and then they just kind of slowly started diminishing, and they weren't able to keep up with the momentum that they started out with in the first opening few minutes. They weren't able to build on that and carry it over, keep the foot on the neck, so to speak. They didn't have that killer mentality to where they didn't, they if they would have kept on full throttle like they started out the game, we might have seen a different result. But I'll be honest with you, I think South Carolina was too much for them. Caitlin Clark could only do so much at the team game. And when it comes down to 5-on-5, the best team definitely won.
Yeah, I agree, man. That South Carolina team was deep, man. I mean, everybody you see on the screen to going from left to right, starting with the star Cadosa, man. She tough. And you
Woo!
see number 21, man. She wasn't bullshit. She was there like a bulldozer. She didn't, was fearless attacking the rim. And so she was doing most of the penetration, and the freshman guard down here to your bottom right, she was the one that opened the game up in transition with her 3-point shooting ability. So and shout out to what's her name? Full help me out with what's her last name? Full Heiser. I mean full number 12. She was busy getting to the rack, huh?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right here.
Yeah, I forgot how you pronounce that.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to.
but she definitely was active, man, pushing the tempo. She changed the tempo when her and the other guard got in the game. So, but yeah, Full Wally was she was attacking the rim, putting pressure on that Iowa defense. And Iowa, man, they had me nervous because I thought that y'all know I'm biased. I'm gonna go for the Carolina team, but the big girl down there in the paint, man, she was tough. I mean, she's a sophomore, and at this stage, man, she was complimenting Caitlin, man, and but that South Carolina defense, they was trapping and just throwing everything at Caitlin. So I mean, turning the ball over and everything, man. Like, wow, I didn't see nobody stopping that machine, man, and we saw it, man. Right?
Yeah, that's why I say watching it. That's why I say they starters played too many minutes, and Carolina had too many players to throw at them. But they bench players played a lot, and like I say, Cardoza, she a beast.
Yeah,
She made a big difference. Just like the last game they just won. She did the same thing that game. She
yeah,
just too much for them.
I
right.
think
She held big girl down to 3 rebounds, man. Go ahead, Max.
no, no. I was gonna say Pow Pow was on fire too, and she had a lot to do with that. I,
Oh yeah,
that's that.
Yeah, Pow hit knocked down a couple shots, so she had about three threes, three in a row, man. But that freshman, man, she had poured in 19 points off the bench.
And Full Wiley, does that sound right? Malaysia Full Wiley. I don't want to
Yeah,
mispronounce it. Yeah,
yeah.
and she, for a
made a couple good
freshman,
passes.
yeah, she you can't ignore talent like that when you see it. You know, it was a great game, but I honestly, other than the fact that South Carolina was a better team going into this matchup, if you go back to the Final Four, and you look at the game between Iowa and UConn.
Oh man,
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say. What foul?
yeah, that was a crucial call there.
Bogus calls, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
which
you can't have them the whole game until I think they got the lead in the fourth quarter. Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah, it didn't
They
look like seemed like South Carolina was the better team because of just if you look at South Carolina numbers, it wasn't really no big scores on this squad. Everybody was scoring all across the board, but if you look at Iowa and they scoring punch that they added, you just they got a lot of scores on their squad, man. That's what I'm getting at, and I can tell you the numbers, man. If you're starting with Caitlin Clark, Caitlin Clark herself, man, she averaged 31.7 point, 32 points a game, and then Hannah, I think that's the big girl down in the paint, man, 14.7 rebounds, and then Martin, man, herself 13 points, man, 7 rebounds. Uh, I don't know. It seemed like Iowa was more explosive than the reputation of more explosive than the Gamecocks.
well
Me
see that.
quietly, frankly, I ain't think nobody would be explosive enough to keep up with Caitlin Clark. But you know what I'm saying? Either way, win or lose, I was going for South Carolina.
Oh yeah, you know them teams that have players that got better defenders. You know, people that's a little more athletic. Cause I ain't
And
realized
then
she
they
was
have
that tall.
6'7", yeah.
Yeah, I ain't realized she was 6'7". I was like, she's 6'7". Cause looking at her on TV, it don't look like it, but I ain't realized she was that tall. I said, damn.
yeah, man,
But
from Brazil, man. Look, Camila Cardoso, right, for the season, man, 14 points, 9.5 rebounds, right, 2.5 blocks. Second leading scorer was Full Wally at 12 points a game, and then you got Papoa with 11 points a game. So it ain't really a whole lot of scoring, but I mean, they average it across the board. So they got a lot of people that can step up. They got a deep bench, and then the next fourth, fifth, and sixth score is averaging 9 points. So they're a well-rounded team, man, all around.
oh
Yeah,
yeah, see, they got a better all around team than ours. That's why I say they played 9 players. Iowa only played 7, and one of them only played 5 minutes.
I think what it really was, we saw a game. We saw the epitome of why they say defense wins championships.
Oh yeah,
All right, 'cause, South Carolina can't do nothing with Iowa's offense. Far as they did something with them defense, but I'm saying far as they don't compare to their offense. Iowa's the superior offensive team, but South Carolina, and like they say, Iowa was ranked number one in offense, and South Carolina ranked number one in defense. So there you go, a battle of defense and offense, and defense came on top. Prime
yeah.
example of why they say defense win championship. Man.
Oh
Max,
yeah,
I'm gonna pass
defense
it over
won.
to you, man.
just looking at the stats from the game, and we look at what Iowa had to do just to be competitive. You had three of your starters playing 40 minutes. I mean, Caitlin Clark, Gabby Marshall, and then you had Katie Martin never never left the game. So the rest of the team didn't contribute as far as off the bench, which was a huge concern that didn't end up getting addressed. And then there was never an answer for Cordosa on the other end of the floor. They didn't have anybody that could match up with her. There was nobody that was going to be able to stop her underneath because she was able to create shots and make plays similar to what she was able to do in the game prior to this. She was able to dominate the inside and get those. I don't want to call them easy buckets, but when you're not going for those high percentage shot and you're going for the easier layup, gets it off the glass, off the rim, and it goes in, you're doing playing to your strength, and I definitely think that that's what happened today. So I think Iowa did what they could. They did their best, but it wasn't enough in the end. And honestly, I don't think that a lot of people are surprised that the undefeated team, and I'm talking about South Carolina, was able to do what they did. My
Well,
hat.
South Carolina never saw a team like Iowa's offense before, so there
Yeah.
you go. But we saw the better team, better the defense overpowered it was too much for the South Carolina team, man. You know, too much to fool all game long. You could fool them at first, but it wasn't gonna sustain throughout the whole game.
No way.
Defense is just yeah, man, and like I said, that freshman right there, man, she had the hot hand. That's all it took, man. So hey, congratulations to Iowa on their season, but hey, man, this is all about the Gamecocks, man. Now you
Yeah.
see them, now you don't. Congratulations to Don State.
Bless you.
Hey, man, let's get into some of this.
Oh, I
Let's
just
get,
want to say one more about that. NC State. They played a pretty. They tried to play a good game against South Carolina, but the first half, and what surprised me, the coach, she took Kits out the lineup and put Watkins in, and from then on they ain't looked back, and they blowed them out. So I did. I like how she made that adjustment. That's
you
all
know,
I want to say about that.
that's cool, man. I want to ask y'all also, man. But matter of fact, man, before we before I wrap it up, I wanted to let's say, man, am I still connected? Let's see. Anyways, I go back and chop this up, but here you go. Oh, but anyways, man, I guess I'll move on to the next topic. Uh, I want to ask you fellas, man. Do y'all see will Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese be Larry Bird and Magic Johnson to the WNBA going forward? Will they be the face of the league? We see a lot of stars, Candace Parker's on her way out. Deanna Taurasi, Brittany Briner seems to be declining. I know there's more stars y'all can help me out with, but it seems like we're looking at the future of the WNBA and far as ratings and everything. Sort of like when Magic and Bird took the league over, took the league to new heights in 1979-80 season and never looked back. Do you see Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese doing that for the WNBA? Max, on start. Let's start with you, man.
I can definitely see the parallel and how it could easily be made. I think that that could easily transition and segue into the WNBA if that's the route that they wanted to go to. I think the biggest catalyst and how that goes is going to be up to the WNBA and how much they're willing to invest in Caitlin Clark, in Angel Reese, and their talent. Meaning that there are other, like the big three. They're willing to pay Caitlin Clark $5 million to go play in their tournament. The prize at the end of the tournament isn't even $5 million. So there's a big draw there, and people can see that understand where the money's at. So I think if the WNBA was smart, they wanted to build on their brand and they wanted to rebrand in a way that's going to be more appealing than what they currently have with a lot of the older stars weaning down and getting out. I think that they need to invest the money into these younger stars and pay them what they know that they're going to be making if they decide to go play overseas or in other leagues. That's what I think.
Fab, what you think, man?
Yeah, I think it's a possibility. It just to me it just depends on they play on the
Oh,
court.
let me start you over, man. Do you justice? We got looking on the screen, man. You got Magic Johnson and Larry Bird having college rivalries back in 70, 77, 78 season. And I guess Magic, he came out on top, and that momentum took led, what I'm saying, became the face of the NBA. I mean, it carried on to the NBA, and these guys became the face of the NBA. We know there's other stars there like Kareem, and you had Dr. J, but it was a new day once Larry and Magic Johnson touched the floor, man. They touched down. So do you see Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese having that kind of impact on the WNBA going forward?
Yeah, I think they could. Like I say, it just depends on they play on the court too. That also depends on it, how well they adjust to the WNBA. So, some players go and it just they just average players when they go to the WNBA. But if they play up to par, I think they could possibly be that. I could see that.
Yeah, me personally, I absolutely could see it. It's already started. I mean, and for us to sit here and be talking about this, and we just we average guys. I mean, well, most of us are, but so you know, I just if we can already recognize it, we know that the WNBA, if they were smart, they will push this. They will market it, and I think these ladies got what it take, man. And Caitlin Clark got the game. She's like Don Staley gave her a shout out tonight, saying that you are one of the goats and you're gonna do tremendous things for the WNBA. You're gonna push it forward. And Angel Reese, man, with her marketing, she's a brand herself. I mean, in front of the camera, that's what she is, man. She's entertaining. She is TV. So, and she got the game to it. She got the game to, also to go along with it. So yeah, I could see it happening. And I'll be tuning in just because of these ladies right here. I mean, they already grew the the WNBA without even stepping a foot on the court. So that's how I feel about it. Max, you want to get into this college championship game coming up, men's.
I would
Oh,
love to. I would love to, but before we do that,
okay.
let's let me ask you guys this, and this is just back to the game against UConn. If that play was never called, do you think it would have changed the outcome of that game to where we would have seen a different championship game today? And if that were the case, would the outcome have been the same?
Uh, I think the outcome would have still been the same, but I think that was a crucial play in that game, and that UConn could have won that game. But they were controlling the game the whole time anyway. But they had Clark. She only had 6 points at halftime. They had good defense on her, so yeah, that could have changed it because I'm sure they could have hit a shot and took the lead. So I think that was a crucial call in that game. But I also think South Carolina still would have beat them too. They would have been too strong for them too.
Yeah,
Too much Cardozo.
too much.
Yeah,
She's special.
yeah. Max, I know it's tough, man, but you'll get over it, man.
It's okay. It's going to take some therapy, probably some drugs. I don't know. Maybe a combination of both. We'll have
Yeah,
some good
because
conversations, and you'll talk me off the ledge. I'm not worried about it. It's
no,
okay.
no, 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 no. I got to keep you here so I can torture you some more. But you
I'm a
know,
glutton for punishment. What can I say?
yeah, man. The best team. I mean, the best. Well, what the fans wanted to see. They want to see Caitlin Clark in the championship game. The commissioners. These guys. The NCAA knows this. And so that's what we got, man. We got what we wanted. Finally, that's what the fans wanted to see.
I
Angel
think so.
Reese rematch against I mean, not Angel Reese, but the better rematch than the year before South Carolina. The rematch we got the rematch with LSU. Then now the fans wanted to see the rematch between South Carolina on the big stage since we couldn't get the LSU. So hey man, we got everything we asked for. So
Let
like
me
you
ask
said,
you this,
like
dude.
Caitlin
Let-
Clark, her career ain't decided by championship or anything. Look what she just did for women's basketball. It's
You read my
crazy.
mind. You don't think this is going to tarnish anything? Like people aren't going to go back and say, "Yeah, she went to 2 championships in a row and she couldn't do it." Well, that might be
Man,
true.
listen, she
That
already
doesn't
got
take
the
away from
approval for one of the toughest critics, and Don
She
Staley.
ca-
Don
she
Staley
can't
said, because Dick Vitale came out and said she's the goat. She's the goat, and she ain't win nothing yet. So you can't just crown somebody and go ahead and like what are we doing? Like she haven't even played a game in the WNBA. So far as Don Staley still gave her, I'm saying Don Staley was mad actually before the game. She was pissed at Dick Vertel, but hey, she still said that she was wanted to go, so she put her in company. So
That does say a lot.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
There we go, Max. You see it on the screen. Let's start off with you want to recap the games, man. South Carolina.
I think I think they were great games to watch. I think that, they were they could have
Trav,
went real different. Real different.
Trav, what I tell you? Oh, go ahead. Yeah, man. This is another game right here.
What you say, Dave?
Yeah, somebody might, man. Somebody.
That me fucking with you, man. You fucking with me about the roll tide.
Oh, you talking about the NC State? Okay, I got
Uh,
you. Ah, man. So, but yeah, we see NC State versus Purdue game, man. Finally, NC State ended up losing. They went down. They got dominated in the second half, man. But Iowa ended up pulling away. But I told you, Trav, man, it was 63-50. I thought it would be a little more closer than the final score. But I tried to tell you, Trav, man, it wasn't gonna be no pushover for NC State, man. They got they managed to, they did get in a little foul trouble at first with DJ Barnes, reaching for the ball in transition, man, which I felt like was a silly play because if you're gonna get some fouls, let it be on the big man. But all in all, man, congratulations. You know what I'm saying? You know, Zach Edey, man, he still walked away with 20 points, 12 rebounds, and a couple blocks. But what you think about that NCAA? I mean that NC State and Purdue showdown because that was impressive, man, to watch the two big men and then watch McCormick come out, watch that defense, that stifling, that suffocating defense with NC State. I mean, they was digging, coming in, digging and ripping the ball from big man. He couldn't really get the ball down on the floor, man. He couldn't even get a shot up, man. They was coming in, ripping them, all the guards and everything.
Yeah, Barnes, he couldn't get nothing going.
Right. With Edey, you think that's going to be a problem at the next level?
Talking about with Edie?
Edey, yeah, showing a weakness and not being able to keep the ball, all the turnovers and not being able to keep the ball in his hands just to get the ball up.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, I said I don't think he's gonna be that good in the NBA because he's just too slow.
Yeah,
It's a
man, the
fast
man is
game.
good, man. The man is good, bro. He can slow the game down for him.
I mean, I would.
Yeah,
I say it all the time about the big men. Everybody else shooting threes, and when they big men shooting threes, I go back to I would love to have a center like him
yeah.
because you ain't gonna be able to stop him.
Nah.
Yeah, you go through him, you go through him, that open up the threes too, because you're gonna have to double team.
Yeah. And that's when certain role players, man, stepped up like Lance Jones, man. 55. Boy, he had that flamethrower, man. That ratchet, man. He hit a couple threes, man, and that really threw the defense off balance, man. That really was it really was the role players that stepped up for him.
Yeah, 'cause he ain't get
Uh,
his 40, but the rest of the team they stepped up.
Max, where you at?
I think it's just too much Edie. I mean, it's just too much Edie. It's nothing that it was almost to it's almost unfair. And that's not to take any away from Burns, but Edie's the better player. He dominated him inside. He dominated him in the post. He did it all game long. They really never had an answer for him. The unfortunate thing is, though, if you watch the game and you kind of dissected it, which I know we did, what we saw was a little bit of a weakness that got exposed on Purdue and how heavy they lean on Edie. So when it comes down to the championship game tomorrow, I think that Connecticut and their big man underneath is going to take advantage and exploit the fact that Edie's supporting cast isn't anywhere near as talented as what UConn and Hurley have over there. But all in all, it was a really fun game to watch. I think the moment was bigger than the team, in this case, NC State, and that's not to take away from them. You know, it was a great game. They did the best they could do, but the better team definitely won in this case.
Hey Trav, man, you wanna talk about your team, man? Because yeah, I can't talk to you about your team, man. It's just sacrilegious for me.
I mean, it's cool, man. We first time going ever, so we
Yeah,
did good.
go on, bring him in, man. Next we got up, man, is this Alabama team, man. I don't. Anyways, man, the tie got rolled on, man, against UConn. Trav, man, what happened there, man?
This is what happened. We had a good first half. It was a close game. We were only down by 4. Second half came and they just fizzled out. They couldn't hang with UConn. UConn they just had a good team play going on because everybody put up points. Uh, they couldn't stop Clegan.
You talking about like number 5, Tristan, who y'all kept leaving wide open? Because
Who you?
you was stopping Cleveland at first, but you left the wrong man open. The freshman man, he
Yeah,
was knocking down the shots, man, the threes, making plays.
yeah. They just I say they just fizzled out, man. They couldn't get
Nah,
nothing going.
y'all played a good game, man. Y'all was tough, man. I
Like I say, they started out good in the second half. Slowly, they just went knocking down shots.
I think it
They
was it was more like Caliban and number 12, man. That stepped up for UConn, man, and made plays, and number 12 kept getting offensive rebounds.
yeah.
So that
Yeah,
that was that was
Cam
that was
Spencer.
yeah, Kim Spencer, the transfer, yeah. Yeah, he definitely changed, I mean, help, reverse the momentum. So, and then there's number
Oh,
5 right here also. Yeah, so you see Caliban on the right. Man, this man is a shooter, man. So, I all around, man, they all play well. Even some of the guys that came off the bench, man. Just let me know this is a complete team. They didn't have no 5-star players on this team. All of them were 4-star players. Even your man Colligan, he wasn't even starting last year. He played in spare minutes, and look at him now. That's a sign of a great coach.
Yeah,
oh yeah. 'Cause they had 5 guys in double digits.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
say we played a good first half. This second half, they just outplayed us. They just we ain't have no answer for them on defense to stop. Yeah, serious. He had a good game for Alabama, but Nelson he had 19, 15 rebounds. Uh, and that was pretty much it. Estrada hit a few points, but other than that, they ain't get much else from the rest of the team. So
I
that was the
mean,
difference.
yeah, your boy, man, number 1, man, he looked like for Alabama, man, number 1. What's his name again?
Serious.
Serious, man. Your boy from Alabama. He's an Alabama product. He showed
Yeah,
out, man.
Mark
He looked
Serious.
like Jalen Brunson out there, man. He
yeah.
really did. He looked like Jalen Brunson out there, man. That's what I thought I was watching. I mean, he must model his game after Jalen Brunson because he was out there. He was bringing it, man.
Yeah, he bring it, but sometimes I don't know, he a little too inconsistent. That's what I look for in a lot of them players for them to be great. You got to be
Yeah.
consistent.
I mean,
But he had a great game though.
he gave you 2 dozen, man. 24 points. What else could you ask for?
Oh yeah,
Mel-
he had a good game.
Nelson gave you 19 points, 15 rebounds.
They played decent. Nelson just couldn't do nothing on them boards on that defense.
You
Yeah,
live
that
by the
second
three, you
half.
die by the
Mhm.
three.
Yeah, he got 15 boards, man.
Yeah, I'm saying like for overall and especially that second half, they just couldn't have enough.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, Max, what's up, man? I ain't hear you weigh in on it.
I was just referring back to the stats and just looking back in the game from the first half to the second half. What Alabama did was they didn't make the necessary adjustments, and UConn did. They were able
Right.
to flip the script, and instead of watching Alabama fire off these threes, and you're used to seeing them hit them like crazy, they started missing. In UConn, I'll break it down like this: the last 10 minutes of that game is where everything started to change when UConn started making perimeter shots, when they started hitting threes, and when they ended up for the game at 40%, and a team like Alabama, who lives and dies by the three, was at 47.8 when they were above 50% to drop off that much. It just goes back to what we talked about in, I think, Thursday's episode and even before that. If Bama's going to win, it's going to be because they're hitting those threes, live and die by them. And they were doing it for the most part in that first half. But in the second half, Hurley made the adjustments. What happened needed to happen. And when they flipped the script and started making those threes, instead of even settling for 2 pointers to keep it closer than what it was, they still kept going back to the threes, put them into a one dimensional type of game, and the better team won.
Yeah, Alabama wasn't moving the ball like they should have been. That's why their assist was low.
Yeah.
Yeah, they only had like 8 assists. But 9 assists for the game.
Nine
UConn
assists, and
had
you look
20.
over here 20. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but this man right here hurt y'all, man. 21 points, man, and you kept leaving them open. This was the man that kept this team kept Connecticut in the game at first in the first half. You know,
Yeah,
him along
oh
with
yeah,
Cam,
cause
him along with Cam Spencer getting second chance rebounds. That's what kept Connecticut in the game because y'all had y'all had the big boy in check, man, and y'all had and Caliban ain't really take off at that point, so y'all was in the game. Y'all was knocking on the threes,
yeah,
you know.
'cause I was just gonna say that the end score that ain't really, it looked worse than what it was.
Yeah,
it was a
If
lot
you were
closer.
watching the game.
Yeah, if
yeah,
you were
Yeah,
watching that game, it was a lot closer than what the end score was.
yep.
yeah, they just got a lot of them little points at the last couple of minutes because we was, they was in desperation just trying to get back in it and it just got out of control the last couple of little minutes.
Yeah, man, y'all lost by more points than we did.
I love it.
What do you say to
Yeah, it's
that?
cool, but we did look better.
You
That's true.
know, Hurley even said it himself, and some of the announcers didn't allude to the fact that Alabama looked like they were the most competitive team that UConn has faced thus far in the tournament. They played them hard. They really did play them hard, but you know, the better team won. You know what I think, and I'm going to double down on this. And I hate to say this, but the biggest obstacle that's going to be tomorrow night's caveat is going to be the matchup between the two bigs. That's what it is going to come down to. You got two teams that don't live and die by the three. They live inside,
Right,
and we're going to see
Max.
big dominates.
That's a great point, man. Let's go ahead and segue into that, Max. Go ahead and bring that in.
All right, all right, all right. Tomorrow night's matchup between UConn and Purdue, I think it's going to be a classic matchup of two dominant big men. We're talking about Edie for Purdue, and we're talking about Klingon for Connecticut. They are both very dynamic players, and they're both very similar in their style of play. I would say, and I mean this, and I hate to say it, but it's true. Klingon is more athletic than Edie and is able to move better and more freely inside the post. Is that going to work to his advantage? I don't know. Is he going to be able to keep up with Edie and Edie's dominance? Or is Edie going to wear him out with his big building body? That's the matchup I'm really looking forward to. But I think at the end, Connecticut's going to win because they've got a much deeper bench. The coaching is going to be a little better on Connecticut's side of things. But all said and done, it's going to be probably one of the best games that we've seen in a long time.
Go ahead, Max. You hosting? Call on one of them.
I didn't catch it. I'm sorry, Dave.
Go ahead. You hosting? Go ahead. I'm getting
Oh,
ready.
all right, all right.
I'm
I
getting ready to
got you.
take off.
Trav, what do you think about tomorrow night's matchup? You think that it's going to be a battle of bigs and the role players are going to have to step up on both sides, or do you think there's going to be something that we're overlooking and not seeing?
No, I think that's what it'll be. It'll be a battle of the bigs. And I think I agree with you. I think Clegan he's more athletic. He can move better. So I expect for him to do pretty good against Edie. Edie, he gonna score his point because he has he's a bigger guy than Clegan is. But
Yeah,
I think like you say, I think UConn got a better overall team. So I look for them to pull out with the victory.
eh,
Yeah, I still think it'll be a nice game too. It'll be a good game. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but I'm looking for UConn, take the win.
yeah. I could see UConn taking the win, but at the same time, if the guys that surround Edie are able to step up, play their part, contribute, then this is going to be a very close game. And the matchup between the bigs might even take second fiddle to what the other guys are going to do if they can step up to the moment and not let the moment be bigger than them.
Right.
What do you think, Dave?
I'm gonna go a little. I'm gonna go the other way on this one, man. I think Edie is too much for the big man. I think he will be in foul trouble. Um, and I think that guys like Lance Jones is ready, man. He gonna step up, but the key question is, will Braden Smith, will he come back? Will he make a bounce back this game? So that's what it's gonna boil down to in the power forward for Purdue. We already know that he's tough, man. So we'll see, man. But it seemed to be more talent. It just it's a little more talent on the UConn squad. And they got a well-rounded team. Like you got Caliban, he ain't going nowhere. And like Cam Spencer, you got to account for him too. So they got about four good weapons that you got to slow down because they all hungry and they looking to eat. So it's from Callaghan to uh, Cam from Callaghan to number 5 Tristan to number 12 and number 11. You got to watch out for all four of them. All four of them can get each other out of a slump and get the team back on track. So that's what you're looking at.
Yeah, I think
And
you're
number
right. I
12,
think
number
So who
12
you
and
going with?
number 12 and number 11 from the outside.
So who you
Cat.
going for? Sound
I'm
like
going.
you on the fence.
Nah, you know what? Hey, I gotta be realistic. Like I say, I'm going for Purdue, but I know UConn will win because of those four players that they bring to the, those four players, man. You can't overcome that, man.
Do you think that as far as what UConn is going to do and what Hurley's going to do to game plan is going to be exactly what you would not expect? Meaning that
I,
go ahead and let Edie get his points, let all the
I
other
think I think
guys step up.
I think Hurley's going to do to Zach Edey and what NC State did. He's going to take a
Yeah,
page, take a page out of their book, and that's what's going to happen. Like I told you, they boxed out early, and the guards came in and dig. They was doing a lot of digging in that game. So the shooters got to be ready.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think that's what I would do. I would bring a little help over on Edie. I know he too strong for Clegan. You know that, so to try to keep Clegan out of foul trouble, bringing some help over there and make them other guys beat you. Cause if I think if Edie, I don't think he can get away with scoring 20 on UConn and they still win. He would have to dominate and get them guys in foul trouble. Now if he can do that, Purdue got a good chance of winning. But if he can't do that, then I don't think they're gonna win. Cause I think UConn others that are better than Purdue.
yeah. I think they got a lot deeper team as far as the bench goes, and that's not to take away from anything that Purdue has, but when it comes to overall team depth, then the advantage is going to go to UConn. Coaching wise, advantage is going to go to UConn. If you find a way to limit Edie, even if you let Edie score 40 points and the other guys can't even score half of that, then you already won, regardless of what Edie's able to do on an individual level. The other guys have to be involved. They've got to be able to contribute, and they have to be able to either do their part in distribution of the ball or taking good shots and not turning the ball over.
Yeah, what I don't know. I do think you just got to switch it up on Edie. You can't just let it. You got to give him different looks on defense. If they can do that, and confuse their offense, what the coach trying to do or whatever. I think UConn they'll do pretty good against them, and they'll take, which I think they will. But I say that X factor, if Edie can dominate and get them guys in foul trouble, UConn will be in trouble.
Yeah, Trad, that ain't gonna happen, man. It just ain't gonna happen.
I mean, it's possible because of his size.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. It's not because UConn got too many players to step up. That's what people don't realize. And like the guy Cam Spencer who transferred, he was averaging 18 points before he came to UConn. Now he averaging 13 points. So these guys dialed back just to be on, just to make everything work. For the chemistry sake.
Oh yeah, play that
Yeah,
team
these
ball.
guys. They definitely they numbers, man. Their numbers are going down, but they focus on championships. So
Oh yeah, but they got some players.
yeah, so I see I see UConn, man, repeating.
I would have to agree with
Yeah,
that.
oh yeah, I agree with that too. I say they in the game. They're due in the
Cause you think
game,
about
so
it.
they got a chance.
Think about it, Trav. If you stop Keegan, right, or Keegan, you stop him. All right, whoop to do, you stop him. But what you gonna do with Caliban? And then the number five. I mean, if you get him and if you can contain Caliban, like so, if you do and you contain it, let Caliban get off. if Keelan, you stop Keelan, Callaghan get off, and number 5 have a shaky game, and number 12, you got a chance to win. So all of those things would have to work because if you put all the scoring load on number 5 and number 5, I don't think he can have back-to-back good games because he's too inconsistent if you look at the numbers. And then if you look at Cam Spencer, I mean he can shoot. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a knockdown shooter, but so that's your chance right there.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
I mean you gotta contain the big boy the whole game. You gotta contain him the whole game because he can have a bad first half, but he's coming. He's steady, man. So
Yeah, I think that's the difference though too. UConn got a lot of players that can step up and score.
yeah. So
They ain't
why
depending on
somebody
they ain't
right?
depending on one man.
Right. So while Big Boy is having a bad game, they got people to step up and hold him off until he get back in his flow. So that's it right there.
Yeah, that's why I say that's they chance. Purdue the only way if Edie can just straight just dominate. If he can get them guys in foul trouble, like I know they got a couple of guys they can throw on him, but if he can just get them in foul trouble and get to the line early and a lot,
He
they
gonna have
got
it.
a puncher's chance.
Yeah, yeah. You got to get the big man. You're right. Yeah, they get the big man in foul trouble. But I think that coach is going to have the guards double in and
Yeah,
just
that's
have
what
the
I
big
think.
man and have them come in and dig and have the big man play mistake free basketball. Just like so.
Oh yeah, 'cause he a smart. He a smart. He a good coach. And I saw him the other day in the interview. He was real confident too. He real confident about it. So I don't see him having a big problem with Purdue, but the game still got to be played.
Yep. I think we're going to have to see Smith, Jones, and Lawyer really play their best basketball that they've played all year in order for Purdue to stay in this game. Because if you just go to Edie and rely on Edie, kind of like the 3, live and die by the Edie. Edie can't do it all by himself. As talented, as great as he is, he's going to need those guys in particular to step up. Some games they do, some games they don't. They've been consistently inconsistent, which is not going to work in the championship game against UConn and the pedigree that they're going against with the Hurley. So, as much as I want to see Edie and Purdue and the state of Indiana win something, I just don't see it happening. But it's not because they lack talent. It's because they are limited in the amount of talent that they already have.
Yep.
And also, I see that game against NC State. Edie and Smith, they played 40 minutes. Jones played 38 minutes. So even they bench ain't getting a lot of minutes. They didn't get a lot of minutes. So that's gonna hurt them.
That tells
Any
me that
team,
somebody doesn't trust him to be out there because when they're out there, you
That's right.
got 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. They're not doing
That's what
anything.
I was gonna say next. That's exactly what I was gonna say next.
We on that
Yep.
reading each other's minds.
yeah. See, I don't trust them teams like that, especially when they get up to these games like this. If you don't have anything coming from the bench, you in trouble.
Hey man, it's gonna be entertaining tomorrow night, man. I can't wait to see that one too.
No doubt.
So that's one thing too. So if they can't get nothing from their bench, this game might look like some of them other games in the tournament, how they blowed everybody out.
Hmm.
This game could look like that if they don't have any contribution from the bench. It's gonna get ugly.
Man, Max, man, you want to talk about this? You see what's on the screen, man? I'm on the move. We're getting closer to that time.
I still got Final Four predictions. Oh, NBA.
This is
I
what you
can
talk
give
about.
you I can give you 100% certainty prediction right now, and there's no way that I'm going to be wrong on this one.
Bring
100%.
this in, Matt. Bring this conversation in.
There is a 100% chance that there is zero chance the Spurs are going to be able to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
That is
but
the
hey,
one
can you
certainty
introduce?
I got.
Can you introduce this topic for us? We cutting this up, man.
Let's get into this NBA. We're looking at it right now. We're getting ready for the play-in tournament. Starts next week. Right now, for the play-in tournament, we are looking at. I'm pulling it up right now. I apologize.
Yeah, Denver just took the number one spot, man. 54 games in, 54 wins. Jump Minnesota, who's sitting at number 2, and as we all know, Carl Anthony Towns is out for the rest of the season. And so Anthony Edwards is looking to try to keep that team at the number 2 spot at least, and I think he can because number 3, the OKC, man, they got a little tough schedule to finish out these last 4 or 5 games. So I don't see them jumping back in that spot. And the Clippers won tonight also, so they definitely ain't gonna pass the Oklahoma Thunder. So I think they're gonna stay right there in position. And only team I see moving up is the Pelicans to the number 6 spot over my Suns. My Suns got to face off with the Clippers, man. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and them guys, man. You got to play them twice. So I see my Suns, man. We got a tough schedule, man. I see it. We probably have dropped down to the play-in. While the Pelicans going to the number 6 spot. Yeah, so then from there it's gonna be between my Suns and the Lakers, man. Of course, they gotta defend they playoff season with the Golden State Warriors, who are gonna try to make a push with the Lakers because they play them before the end of the season, and they probably play them in the play-in, and then Sacramento
I don't
Kings.
know. I think Golden State locked in that 10th spot, so they'll wind up playing either the Lakers or the Kings, probably.
Right now, the way it's set up, I got it brought up on the other computer over here.
The Sacramento got a tough stretch, man. So Golden State,
Yeah, Pelicans
yeah,
against
they possibly
Pelicans,
be tied.
Kings.
The Pelicans play the Lakers tonight in LA.
Yeah, they're gonna take that game.
Yeah, so LA really can move up to that 6th spot, depending on what the Suns and the Pelicans do. All of them so close together.
Let's break it down like this. Let's take a look at the East first, just because the East is going to be a little bit easier. There's one team I think in the East that stands out, and that team's going to be the Celtics. That's a team to beat. They got the best record. They're probably the most disciplined and the deepest team on the East. They've got some of the best all around, not even looking at the record, watching them play, even though they've had a few small struggles, they've been able to clean it up as the season has winded down. The East is definitely going to be intriguing, to say the least. What do you guys think about it?
Yeah, I think so too. I don't really see. I see a tie for third, really, or at least a tie for fourth. I see those teams right there in the from seed 3, 4, and 5. With the Knicks and the Pacers, 6, a 14 tie. It could possibly end up being that because I see the Knicks dropping.
I think the Bucks are gonna drop 2 out of that 2nd spot. But they only 1 game ahead of the Magic and the Knicks. They lost today.
I don't think so, man.
Doc Rivers is awful.
I like the Magic jumping them. I know they lost the other night, but I think the Magic can still get that 2nd seed.
Yeah, they beat the Bulls today.
Yep.
Yeah, the Bucks look pretty bad with Doc Rivers since he been coach. They play off.
Yeah, I don't know how you possibly play worse when you get what I say about Doc Rivers like 3 weeks ago, guys, man, he make a
Right.
team worse. Uh,
It's true, man. It's
awful.
true.
But usually he's a good season coach for the season. It just when the playoffs come, he don't make them adjustments. Because usually he'll have a pretty good team. It's just the playoffs, he don't make them adjustments. So, but I think it was just a bad move by that organization by putting him in there. They should have left that coach there. But if Giannis didn't want him there, that's the only way I could see them moving him out if Giannis didn't want him there. So
You think that's what it was?
I think that's what it was. Probably not only him, but a few players. But I don't. The way they was playing, I don't see what the problem was. I think if they would have bought into what he was trying to do, they would have been even better as the season went on.
Yeah, see, and Dave just pulled it up right here. Look at what Doc Rivers has done in the amount of time he's been there. He's a game
Yeah,
above 500. I
that's
don't
all.
understand why they would have even let go of the coach in the first place at 30-13.
Yeah, that's why I say it had to be
Yeah,
Giannis.
Doc Rivers was in their ear, man. He was a consultant. That's a conflict of interest right there from the start. Like Doc
But don't
Rivers was,
you don't think it could have been Giannis?
yeah, but I mean, it starts from Doc Rivers. You know, it starts from even having an option. Once somebody realizes they got an option, then they're gonna try to, like they say, you only say for your best option. So once
I
that
mean,
other option became available, huh?
a person, the people in the organization. I know he was a consultant, but I don't
Yeah,
see
but once
them.
once once he saw that there was a possibility to get Doc Rivers in there, that's when his mind started shifting towards Doc Rivers. I mean, I'm quite sure if another coach wasn't possible, then they would have stuck it out with that guy, man. I mean, he had him like you see on the screen, 30-13, man, over
Yeah,
70.
they was
He
having a
was
great season.
yeah, he was winning over 70% of his games, about 70% of the games, 70%. So whatever the
Yeah,
number
cause
was.
he would have been the All-Star coach. But instead,
Yeah,
Doc Rivers wound up being the coach, right?
yeah,
I would have
That
rather
was crazy.
taken a random fan from the from the crowd and let him coach the team.
yeah. Doc, man, you a fuck up, man. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, we got the team, guys. I told guys they're gonna have to buy in. They're gonna have to be a little more professional when we hit we go on the road and everything like that. You guys, you really don't understand. When I played with Paul Pierce and Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett, one of the main things that made us a successful team and made us win championships, and we were professional on the road. Doc, what the hell they got to do with anything?
Yeah, Doc be talking a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, like talking about being professional on the road. What kind of shit is this? Tim Duncan wanted to take his wife on the road with him. You wouldn't let her fly on the plane. Guess what that cost you? Championships. That's why Tracy McGrady, not to get off subject, Tracy McGrady, T Mac, and Tim Duncan never played together, the same squad with you because of your bullshit, Doc. You know,
Yep.
Yeah, that's why even the players that came out and just say that they don't even understand how he he keep getting chances. Same
Nobody
result.
does. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he got a championship with three of the greatest players to ever grace the court.
Right.
That's not. Yeah, that's great that you got him, but you weren't out there playing with him, and greatness like that doesn't really need to be coached. So, Doc, you can only take so much credit, but
yep,
even then, you only got one championship out of these three all-time great players.
right.
That's
That's
underachieving.
crazy.
Oh
That's
yeah, he underachieved big time.
But people keep drinking the Flavor Aid on Doc Rivers, and I don't get it. I don't understand. They don't remember what happened in Philly, or people got real short term memories. They need to look
Right.
back when before he was Doc Rivers and he was still Glenn Rivers and he played for the for the Hawks. Man, horrible. Dominique, listen to some things Dominique had to say about him. Tell you all about Doc.
It's crazy, man. What do you say about Dominique?
Or Dominique about Doc. He
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
he wasn't ready. He wasn't that guy. He didn't know what to do with the ball. And when he did have the ball, he didn't do the right thing with it.
Damn.
You know
He
he
didn't do
said
it
that
the
on
right
that
thing.
old Doc.
Damn, man. You don't cost Dominique Wilkins championship, Doc. You just a
Yes.
you classy. You class A fuck up.
Class A fuck up.
Damn, Doc.
Yeah, I think this is it for him.
Dominique
It's
Wilkins, the
been
human highlight reel, Spud Webb with a 46-inch vertical, 2 inches short of Michael Jordan, and you couldn't do shit. What makes you think you're going to be a good coach? Sorry ass.
yeah, man. Yeah. But back to the East, man. I still think that the players, man, gonna have to shit, man. They're gonna have to start coaching themselves, man, for the Bucks. They're gonna have to go back to what they was taught, man, with the philosophies that was instilled with them from Buddhizing and Adrian Griffin, man. They're gonna have to, go back to that, man.
See,
Because
they never should have got rid of Boo Nose. They
yeah,
they won a championship with him. And I was just
right,
shocked how they just got him out of there so quick.
right.
I don't know, they moved around, they getting them coaches out of there. I don't know. Like I say, it
Right.
seemed like Giannis had something to do with this guy here getting fired. 30-13 is no reason for them to fire him other than the superstar wanted him out.
Yep. Max, what do you say, Max? You said let's go to the East, man. What do you see playing out?
I'm looking at the
So y'all see this? We
play-in.
got we got Joel Embiid back.
We
So
got Joel Embiid back in the play-in at 7, going up against Miami at number 8. I think Miami wouldn't surprise me if they went ahead and beat 76ers. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I think the 76ers are underachieving. They're underwhelming. And even with Embiid being back, he's not MVP caliber. Not this year. He hasn't been. Yeah, I understand he's been injured. But he's not the same Joel Embiid that won the MVP last year.
hmm,
And then when it
what you
comes to
think,
the other,
Trav? Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead. I was going to say the Bulls and the Hawks, but that's a
Yeah, but I think it'll do Joel justice, man, if he can beat the Heat, man, and just go ahead and solidify that seventh spot in the play-in.
I think so.
Yeah, I
It,
mean, he's
it,
just
it,
that
it's
good enough.
it's possible. They got a good team around him. Their injury just set him back. So I think he'll be up and down these next few games, even in the playoffs. Some games he'll be great, and then some games he probably be on the bench a little more. So them injuries do affect, especially a big man like him.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, Boston, yeah, they the number one team, but I don't think they want to see Jimmy Buckets again, and especially not the first round. So I think they better pray that Jimmy Buckets don't get the 8th seed, the Miami
Yeah,
Heat.
Butler too. Butler
Yeah,
might
I
be a
don't.
year too old, man.
You think he a year too old?
Even though they got Tyler, he might be, man. Even though they got Tyler Hero back.
I don't think so, cause in the season, he bullshit around during the season. He ain't
That's true.
trying to step up, but in the
Playoff Jimmy.
playoffs, go ahead, man.
No, I was going to say playoff Jimmy.
Yeah, yeah, he one
Yeah,
player.
man.
Everybody know he step up in the playoffs.
But he's 34.
But they
Don't forget
doubt him
that.
every year. And he been to the championship 2 times, and he been to the Eastern Conference Final 4 times, right?
Right. I mean, and he got a better. Well,
Overachieving.
yeah, he been in Eastern Conference 3 times in a row, man, and the championship twice in 3 years.
Yeah.
So he can make another run at it for a fourth time.
Yeah, cause
Yeah.
one of them
So
years, the other year they was in the play-in and got in through the play-in. So this ain't nothing new. That's why I say I don't think the Celtics, even though they got a better team, I still don't think they want to see him. Not the first round.
yeah, he got a better supporting cast this year. So you got the rookie James, um, and they got Hero back and that rookie Jacquez,
Yeah.
James Jacquez, and you know I think Duncan Robinson is getting better with his defense. He's playing better, and you got Terry Rozier. So you know what I'm saying. So yeah, you ain't got Kyle Lowry or old Kyle Lowry back there. So that's going to help him out. So you might right. They can challenge the Boston Celtics, but I still see the Boston Celtics coming up out of the East. And not to
Yeah.
jump not to jump the gun on you, Max, but I see a Boston Celtics and Nuggets finals.
Yep, 100%.
But I'll let you go ahead and narrate that.
If I look at the competition that the Nuggets have already gone through, and even when they played out of conference against teams, even a couple weeks ago when they played against the Celtics didn't really have an answer for Jokic and the Nuggets. That's Jokic when he played last night, another triple double. For him, it's just something natural. I think that the Nuggets are definitely going to be the team in the West that you're going to have to get over. I don't see anybody being able to get by them in a 7-game series to keep them from getting to the championship again, unless they beat themselves. When it comes to the East, I don't see, unless they get some kind of mental block, Boston has no excuse to not be able to be in that championship this season and bring home that 19th championship.
Well,
So
when was the last time they played the Nuggets and the Celtics? Back in March, right?
yeah, last month, yeah, and the Nuggets,
Back in March.
it was in it was in Boston, and
Yeah, they won by 2 points. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's pretty good defense on Jokic. Now they were giving Jokic a bailout calls, but Porzingis outplayed him. But they was giving them bailout calls and letting them get fouls. They also play a little harder.
Oh, you breaking up, Dave? Say that again.
I mean,
Yeah,
huh?
you kind of breaking up.
I don't see those calls, but all those. Yeah, I don't see all those calls going Jokic way in the playoffs. When he faced the Celtics, man, Porzingis played very good defense on him.
I say, hold on, man. Y'all jumping the gun.
Porzingis, if you watch him play, Porzingis pretty
It
much owned Jokic. Huh?
see, it ain't a clear cut. It ain't clear cut that the Nuggets going to the championship. This
Y'all hear
this
what I
this
said about
gonna be
Porzingis though?
yeah. What about him? What you say about Porzingis?
That he really played. He got Nikola Jokic's number. He got his number, man. Um, I hate to say it like this, but Nikola Jokic basically, man, he just. I mean, he lost for fouls. Man. Like he cried so hard, the referee had to call the foul, like late fouls, because Porzingis was embarrassing him. He can't, like, you know what I'm saying. I seen the game. But he really couldn't do that with like Porzingis was really like bothering his shot and everything. So Jokic can do that in the regular season, but in the playoffs, it ain't gonna be so easy to get those the whistle so much, and they let you play. And Porzingis present a problem, man.
And
I think that's going to be a
what it
different
is too.
matchup in the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what it is too. He had to play defense on Porzingis. A lot of these other players, he don't have to play defense on.
Yeah, but I've seen Porzingis like stop that dude, man. Like like intimidate him. He knew he couldn't get the ball off against him, so he started doing bullshit and flopping and grabbing and doing all this kid shit. You know what I'm saying? I seen him. He checked out, and they gave him the
Oh yeah,
benefit of doubt because he was the MVP and he's a champion. So they just gave it to him, and they fucked Porzingis over.
yeah. I think they meet up with Boston. I think Boston can beat them. If Denver make
Yeah,
it.
yeah. As long as Al
I
Horford stay healthy,
yeah,
they
I
got
expect for
Tillman coming
Boston to
up.
make it.
Yeah, Xavier Tillman, man. They training him right now. He's the Al Horford replacement. So and they got Porzingis going forward, and you got and Tatum and Brown, and you got Drew Holiday.
Holiday.
So I don't know if Drew Holiday can at this point, if he can stop Jamal Murray, or would Jamal Murray stop himself? I don't know. But I think they present a problem for the Nuggets when it really comes down to it in the playoffs. Playoffs is the better. It's gonna be a better style of play for the Celtics.
Like I say, I don't know. I'm not sure Denver going to the championship.
I think so, man. I don't think nobody can stop them because really the best team I would see is the Clippers, but they it's a matchup problem when they face the Nuggets.
Yeah, because I mean, the first round it's possible that they can play the they could be the Suns, they could be the Pelicans, they could be the Lakers, or even the Kings. So even the first round gonna be tough for them.
Yeah, let's get to that because Nuggets at number one, and hopefully they don't get if they play my Suns, I think my Suns can knock them out of the playoffs first round. I don't know if the league gonna allow that, but we got Yusuf Nurkic.
Yeah, they
Yusuf
play the
Nurkic
Suns,
can
they in
handle.
trouble.
They in trouble, man, because Yusuf Nurkic is gonna spank Nikola Jokic, and he play those flopping baby crying games too, just like Jokic. He gonna do the same thing. So he really every time he play Jokic, I mean he just be manhandling Jokic, man. So
Shit, Jokic took his job.
okay, well there you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But there you go. There you go. That's
Uh,
why.
but I think any of those 4 teams right there that
And,
that
and,
that can
and,
possibly be in that spot, all I'm gonna give the Nuggets a run for their money.
and look, and with Yusuf Nurkic, I'm not saying Yusuf Nurkic is better than Jokic at all. Nowhere near. But Jokic just don't match up against that big, strong body of Jokic. You know what I'm saying? Pause, whatever. You know what I mean? But he just don't. He can't bully him. He can't get in position like that. He playing against a real center when you go against Yusuf Nurkic. And Kevin Durant has got a full training, off season with the team. And these guys, I'm not saying they playing their best ball, but Booker ain't turning back. Booker look like he on a mission. And we got Bradley Beal. It's gonna be a problem, man, for the Nuggets if they have to see the Suns in the first round. Eight seed and the number one seed. But I think it's gonna end up being, my Suns want the. I don't think my Suns want that number one spot because then they're gonna have to face the Clippers at the number four on the second round. So I think KD smart enough to know to try to get that number two spot from Anthony Edwards. Him and LeBron gonna be trying to battle for that spot right there. Anthony Edwards. They short one man. Carl Anthony Towns. They ain't the same team. So and we just beat them the other night. So I think that's what they're gunning for, that number two spot. The Lakers and the Suns. Uh, the Pelicans, dumbass, they just go in for the sixth spot. They'd be happy to get in. Well, I will get out of the playoffs playing situation. So these guys, LeBron and KD, playing chess. You know, What's his name? The coach, Ty Lawson. I mean, not Ty Lawson.
Ty Lue.
Tyronn Lue.
Ty Lue.
Yeah, Tyronn Lue, man. He know what's up. Man. He think like LeBron too, man. He's looking for the, you know. Oh no, my fault. I don't even know why I brought him up. But back to KD. But yeah, KD. I think whoever get in that 7th spot is gonna face off against Minnesota at the number 2 spot, and they'll be in a lot better position than going against and facing Jokic in the Western Conference Finals than trying to face him and face the number 1. Instead of trying to go up against the Clippers, man. Whoever got to face the Clippers is gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, it look like it's gonna be them and the Mavericks.
Clippers
The
and the
first
Mavericks,
round.
yeah, 4 and 5. Yep, 4 and 5.
That's gonna be crazy because Luka been killing them in the playoff. They can't stop it.
Oh yeah,
But
because Luka do the switches on them.
but
So
I ain't gonna lie, this year though, the Clippers got a different team too. So
yeah, they yeah. And I think
that's
James Harden is
gonna help.
playing defense. So either one he get James Harden, Paul George, or Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard play the 4 or whatever.
And, they
I
got
know every time he
Westbrook.
get a Kawhi Leonard playing the power forward and Luka playing the power forward, he gonna throw a pick on Kawhi Leonard, try to see who he can get. He might have a guard come up there and set a pick and go against the guard. Luka and Kidd is very good at getting those switchers, man. So whoever Kyrie man is, that's who's gonna be guarding. Oh, it might be Terrence Mann guarding Luka. So Luka might eat against him.
Yeah, you're
Because
gonna have Westbrook coming in there too. Yeah, he probably
Westbrook might can do so. He got enough size.
it really ain't about Luka though. It's really about the rest of the team. Cause
I
him
don't
and
know,
Kyrie,
man.
they gonna get their point. You gotta make sure the rest of them guys don't get nothing
And they
going.
got a well-rounded team this year. They got Lively. You know what I'm saying? They got an alley hoop guy and a guy who can
Oh yeah.
alter shots too down there. So Tim Hardaway back.
Yeah.
They got rid of so they got PJ Washington. I ain't gonna say he hitting the 3-point on the level that Grant Williams was, but not Tim Hardaway. But what's the point? What's the power forward that can PJ Washington? Yeah, PJ Washington. I don't know if he can hit the 3. If he can hit the 3 consistently, the Mavericks can go somewhere. But who knows, man? Max, what you think, man, about the Mavericks and the Clippers lineup?
I like the Clippers more than I do the Mavericks simply because I like T. Lue and I like the way that he coaches that team with the amount of talent that that team has and the egos on that team to be able to keep that together and still be in what 4th seed right now. He's doing great. Timberwolves are the
Let me ask you
probably
this. Let me ask you this, Max. Since you like the Clippers, who's gonna guard Luka?
I put Kawhi on them.
And did you hear what
I
I was just saying?
yes,
Just if you got Kawhi Leonard on him, and he gets Kyrie to come set a pick for him, who's guarding Luka now?
well, that's when
Kyrie Irving man is guarding Luka now.
which
Kawhi
is
Leonard is out of the picture now. He's on Kyrie now. He's out of the picture. He's out of the play.
he's
Now
gonna
it's
have
1-on-1
he's
against
gonna have to fight through
either.
that screen. He's gonna have to be hungry
Yeah,
like
he
he was
definitely
back in that first championship when he got it with the
right.
Spurs. He's gonna have to be hungry. He's gonna have to fight through that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
But he can do it. I don't think there's any reason why he can't. A healthy Kawhi Leonard is shit.
Yeah,
I,
that's as good as you can get. That's Scottie Pippen right there.
yeah,
Oh
no
yeah,
doubt.
2.0.
he
Yeah.
elite defender.
Elite, yeah, no doubt.
Was before the
The one
injuries. I
team
know
that
that.
the one team in the West that really I don't think is going to be much of a threat, and I hate to say it, it's the Timberwolves. And the reason I say that is because without Cat, they're not the same team. They're just not. So I wouldn't be surprised to see an early exit if they remain in the second seed by
right.
seven seed taking them out, just because without Cat they're just not the same. And then I think as far as the West goes, the most dangerous team is the Suns. And I say that
Mm.
because between KD, Nurkic, and Bol, who they're not using
I
as well
forgot.
as they should, they could put up and stop whoever they want in the post. I have no doubt about that. There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to shut down anybody trying to get in that post with the amount of size that they have, and then the perimeter shooters that they have, and Booker and Beal. Man, there's no reason that this team can't compete for a championship, and that's the biggest threat, I think, in my opinion, to the Nuggets. I digress, though.
But what if the Nuggets get through this? I think we're gonna have to start seeing that. I think it won't be no doubt about it no more that Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA
Yeah, we're gonna
because
see, but
it's not
I
so
think
much
they're gonna
about
get.
individual talent, man. It's about IQ, man.
I think they're gonna
Not
get upset.
copying LeBron. Yeah, yeah, but if that guy makes his team perform on a high level, back to back years going through the Suns, like he just explained, Bobo and Yusuf Nurkic and Kevin Durant, man, we got to give it to him because he's not going against no DeAndre Ayton. you know,
Right?
yeah, this guy, man, is just not he MIA. He's ADHD, man, ADHD or whatever. This guy is just he go out of bounds and just stay out of bounds. Don't even fight to get back into play, man. He's like he's over there in the baseline signing autographs, man. I mean, he's scared as hell, terrified of Jokic, man. He cost us a damn playoff series last year.
Oh,
Yeah, I
He's a
won't want him on
coward,
my team.
right, man? He's a big ass coward, man. With all the talent in the world, man.
he could have
Cowardly
been
lion,
He could have been something special. I thought he was. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, man, this
right?
dude, he lives in the state, went to the university, got drafted by the team of the state of the university that he played for, and then what the fuck happened to him?
I thought he was hungry, man. I'm like, he coming from the Bahamas, man. They showed his village, they showed everybody.
That
I'm
that
like, man, this
that
man is on a mission.
I don't know.
He
I
let
just
the
never
Bahamas
saw it
down,
in him.
man.
Yeah,
Man,
I
I
never
thought
saw
this
it in
guy
him
was
that.
gonna be. I thought he was gonna be the next. You never saw him in college, and that's why I thought he was gonna be the next David Robinson, man.
Oh, he
Really
was
did.
dope.
Yeah, I never had any faith in him. He always like he didn't have a heart.
Did you ever see him in college?
No, I ain't seen him in college.
Okay, that's where we get that from. So if you only saw him in the NBA, you won't have high expectations for him. But if you saw him in college, you would have had high expectations for him.
Well,
Oh,
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of did at first because he played pretty decent at first or whatever. But I thought he would
He
get
had
better and
he had
tougher.
a sweet mid he had a sweet mid range in college, man. He was even, what I'm saying, he was better than Laurie Markkinen in college. Like he was one of the most dominant big men we've seen in a long time in college, man. Easily doing 2010 performances like it was nothing, man.
yeah. But now look at him. He's
Right.
fucking a step away from going back to the G League.
Yeah, that joker is
Yeah, I
he's
don't
really
think he
crazy.
hungry. He ain't he hadn't
He
got
a
no
bust.
better since he been in the league.
Yeah, he a
Nope.
bust, man.
Yeah,
Nope. No, when he gave up on that championship series, that
Right, the
was
Giannis. Yup.
yeah,
The
that
Bucks,
was
right?
that was it. I was like, man, this dude don't want to win.
Right.
He might
yeah,
want to get paid, but he don't want to win.
You want to get
yeah. He
paid.
gotta
That's
have a
it.
heart. Yeah, he ain't got no heart.
No
Nope.
heart. And Max, man, I think the other topic you wanted to get into, man,
MVP race.
Yeah, man, we got about 4 games remaining in the season. Max, you want to give us a rundown on this? I think Jokic is in the lead right now.
Yo,
Go ahead.
no. Go ahead, brother.
Nah, go ahead, man.
Bless you. The last I checked, as far as the key MVP ladder goes, I can pull it back up real quick.
Yeah, we got about 4 to 5 games left in the season, man. Jokic is leading the way. His team is in first place. Luca has the Mavericks sitting at number 5. Right now, he got a career high average of 34 points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds. Me personally, I think Luca is uh, he's the MVP right now. If not Luca, then we have to give it to Shea, who got his team contending right now at the number 3 spot. So I mean, I guess I would have to say Shea because Luca and Nikola Jokic, they were already a playoff team. So for you know Gilgis Alexander to put his team in his playoff position, yeah, I think he should go to Shea Gilgis Alexander. What y'all think?
Well, the odds aren't looking so good for Shia to get the MVP right now. The front runner that's almost insurmountable for not if excuse me, if Jokic didn't get the MVP, I would be shocked. I would think it was rigged at this point because being at the odds that they're at with the amount of games left, I don't see how he doesn't win MVP. But that's not to say that Luca or Shai doesn't deserve it. But based on what Jokic has been able to do, not just this season, not just last season, but every season since he's been starting in the league, he's primarily averaged almost a triple double. That's an incredible stat. So is he the most deserving of it? It's hard to say that he isn't, but you can make a great case for either one of these other two gentlemen, Luca and Shea, that could be MVP just as easily. They're all great players.
Trav.
Yeah, yeah, I think yeah, joke up there, Shady 3 guy. I can't argue with it. I wish Anthony Edwards would have been higher because I think he even did a lot for his team and where they've been at doing what they've been doing this season. I think he should be up there
Good
just
point.
like Shea. Uh, but like I say, then the stats Luca put up and what his team been doing. He been doing pretty good too. So it's gonna be a tough one, but Joker probably wind up with it most likely. And then Tatum ain't been getting no love for the MVP race.
Yeah, but I feel like and Trav, you already know, man. I ain't no Luca fan, man. You know how I feel about Luca. I don't like Luca, but I feel like he getting robbed. That's how I feel about it. I understand the odds and the voting. I mean the odds, but man, Luca, man, come on, look at the numbers. You see the stat line that man put up: 34 points, 10 rebounds. 10 assists and 9 rebounds. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, and then he at least got 20 double doubles.
Yeah, and his team is in the playoff hunt
Not
right now.
double double. I
Wow,
mean 20 triple double.
devil. Yeah, yeah.
And honorable mention, Giannis is in fourth place currently, 30.7 points a game, 11.5 rebounds a game, and 6.5 assists per game. And then Tatum, they got him at number 5, 27.2 points a game, 8.3 rebounds, and 4.9 assists. I think the biggest reason that the uh, honestly, I think that it's going to go to Jokic this year. Number one, he's played more games than the other two candidates. Number two, he's the defending finals MVP. Number three, his team is in first place and going back to the playoffs as the number one seed. So I think that he is as deserving as anybody else based on those stats and those accolades that would probably put him over the top of the other two guys to get the MVP. And there again, not to say that the stat lines and Luca's in second place right now, as of just now, and Shai is in third place. And the stats are incredible for all these guys, but I think when we do find out who it is, I think it's going to be Jokic. I really do.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we all know it.
yeah, and I think Giannis too high. Yeah, I think he too high on the list because his team been playing awful. I don't even think he should be up there in the top five at all.
The next five after the top five, we got DeMontis Sabonis, we've got Devin Booker, Anthony Davis at number 8, Anthony Edwards at number 9, and then they got
Wow.
Kawhi at number 10.
Yeah, that was a disrespect to Anthony Evans, man. He should have been like number 4 or something.
Yeah, he should have been in the top five, Anthony Edwards. That's for sure. But what
Yep.
he done did with his team this year and what he been doing, him and Shea, I have no problem with them being up there. Or Luca. But Giannis, I got a problem with him. And I really think Bronson should have been in the top 10 over a lot of these guys
Oh
on here.
yeah, Brunson should
Jalen.
have definitely been in there. Yeah, Jalen Brunson, man, should have been in that top 5 for sure, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
Sure enough.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
surprised
but what
Damian.
y'all go ahead, Mac.
No, I was just going to say I'm surprised to see that Damian Lillard isn't even in the top 10.
No.
I don't think he should.
Yeah, sometimes things just don't click the way you want them to, and whether it's players' personalities, whether or not it's alpha males being too dominant, maybe there's you know not all super teams are the best answer, or maybe it's just a matter of getting the right coach to get everything to gel correctly. Yeah,
Yeah, I just look at it, especially since Doc been there, they been playing at almost they had like one game over 500. I wouldn't think him or Giannis should be in the top for MVP. But that's just me. Or even like Anthony Davis, he shouldn't even be in there. A lot of these guys, is not
Right.
equating to win.
Right.
yeah, it's true. That kind of goes back to Jokic being first place. His team is in first place. His stats are just as impressive as they've been any other season, even when he's been MVP. So he's played the most games out of all the other candidates. So
Uh,
if he wins, which like I said, I think he will, he's not any less deserving than anybody else.
yep.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it, man.
I don't have no problem with him being up there.
Gonna be interesting, man. So
But
yeah,
what
that's
y'all think about Edwards though? Like how they got him so low on the list at 9,
yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I don't understand that.
considering the team he has around him and the spot they in and the spot they've been holding all year. In that
Yeah,
in
that's
that top
crazy,
three.
man. But hey, he ain't gonna win anyway. So it is what
No,
it is.
I don't think they have enough. But whoever has to play them, you can expect a good playoff run from Anthony Edwards. I think so.
Yeah, he'll be going home in the first round.
You think so?
So yeah.
The first round?
Yeah.
And how they been playing this year? You think the first round they'll be at?
Listen, man. Yeah, unless they play the Lakers, but if they play the Phoenix Suns, they'll be out of there. Even if they play the Pelicans, they out of there.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Gotta have Cat.
Yeah, you gotta have him, man.
Yeah, I think they still been playing decent without him though. But you're right. They do need Cat.
Well, that's another one in the books, man. Raw Sports Radio coming at you again, man. Y'all make sure y'all don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Support the channel as we grow. You know, we in the hunt for 500 subscribers, man. We're trying to take it to another height. So we'll be back tuned in, man. We'll probably be back Tuesday. We definitely gonna be in Thursday, man. Tap in Thursday, man. But for right now, that's what we got. That's all we got for the night, man. We out of here, man. Raw Sports Radio. Keep it raw.
Keep it
Keep it
raw.
raw.
Ooh, baby, I like it